Alright guys, welcome back to the segment. As usual, back again with some latest story concerning our team, Super Eagles, Coach Chelle, and everything in between. And yesterday we saw some interesting games go down in the Champions League. And to be honest, I'm really angry with the aftermath of this game, especially uh, the one relating to Club Brugge and Atalanta, because of what the coach of Atalanta, Pierre Gasperini, came out to say about Ademola Lookman after that game. And to be honest, that was a lack of emotion, a sheer lack of emotional intelligence on the side of the coach, thereby, saying those kinds of things about Ademola Lookman, the man who has been arguably single-handedly pioneering the team, carrying the team, with both of his hands for the last 2 years, helping them win their first ever Europa League title. That was last season, scoring all the goals, 3-0 against Boniface's Bayern Leverkusen. Plus other things that he did for them, helping them with his goals, assists to qualify for the Champions League that they are playing this season. But at the end of the day, this coach decided to throw Ademola Lookman under the bus because of the fact that he missed a penalty, for this game. I know I've seen coaches who are very rugged, who are crazy, who say things without caring about how it hurts your feelings. But I think this one it was beyond what should have been said. It said way too much, and that has obviously gone a long way to tarnish Ademola Lookman's image, especially now that he's thinking about leaving this club. So this message is potentially sending bad, negative PR about Ademola Lookman, that he's a very terrible penalty taker, things like that. This. And to think that Ademola Lookman was even the man that came in to change this game, to change the course of the game for Atalanta, who were losing 3-0 woefully at the hands of Onyedika's Club Brugge. But in the second half, he put Ademola in, and then the game changed immediately. It just took him a few seconds, I think 36 seconds, for him to leave his mark by putting one back, for Atalanta. Scored in the 46th minute, and then scored later on in the 58th minute, but VAR overturned that one to be an offside goal. And then in the 59th minute, that was when they got a penalty. Ademola Lookman, and the spur of the moment, because he has confidence. We've seen a lot of players do this when you're flowing, when you feel like today is actually your day, things are working for you on the pitch. You would want to go on and have the confidence and do things. That was what drove Ademola Lookman to handle that penalty, to play it with all the confidence, on the night. But he missed it, unfortunately, and that was when all hell broke loose. At the end of the day, they lost that game, 3-1, and now have now been effectively knocked out of the UEFA Champions League. The coach came out. Let me just read what he said. That really got everybody talking. The coach came out after the game to say, he said, Lookman was not supposed to take that penalty. He's one of the worst penalty takers. He's one of the worst penalty takers I've ever seen. Can you imagine? He has a frankly terrible record, even in training. He converts very few of them. Retegu and De Ketelaere were there, but Lookman, in a moment of enthusiasm after scoring, decided to take the ball, and that was a gesture I did not appreciate at all. So this is what the man has said about Ademola Lookman. And I don't know how you're looking at it, but for me, I found all of this very, very inappropriate to say about your player. You don't throw your players under the bus, no matter what happens. I think the best thing that he should have done, that would have showed his, his awareness of emotional intelligence, which is obviously one of the biggest characteristics any coach has to have to handle a football team. You have to be able to understand the players emotionally. You have to be able to protect them always, even when they are in the wrong. So what you should have done was stay calm in the media, say what you want to say, but don't throw anybody under the bus, even the ones that made mistake. And then the next day when you have training, for example, this morning, they always have training. It's a normal thing after a match. The next day they show up in training camp. So in training, he should have called Ademola Lookman privately, maybe in his office or one side in the training ground, and told him that, look, Mola, I didn't like what you did yesterday. I don't appreciate it, that you were not supposed to be the penalty taker. Why did you go on and take it? That wasn't part of the plan. Relate to him in a very personal, father-like way, and that would have been much more mature on his side. I think that's what mature coaches do. But he didn't do that, and he came out to say these things, which have obviously sent the wrong message to the world right now. Even potential clubs that are looking to sign him, the PSGs, the Juventus, who have also apparently, shown interest. That Ademola Lookman is a terrible penalty taker he's ever seen in his life. He's ever seen in his life. That's as I said it. And this is really, really inappropriate, and not from. We cannot take this from anybody. Not even from this coach. Again, this was probably the end of the road for Ademola Lookman. With this Atlanta side, we've obviously been wanting him to move to a bigger club ever since. He almost did that, in the last transfer market. But this time, this is definitely going to raise a bad blood between he and the coach, even the fans, because if you see this kind of thing as a coach, then you're inciting the fans, you're giving them reasons to hate on the player. This is what he has done. And I don't see any way past this. I think the next thing is for Ademola Lookman to move forward in the next transfer window, hopefully in the summer. And the club is also going to want to cash in on him. Remember, they are more interested in the money than even the player welfare, allegedly, because that's what it's looking like from the look of things. But let me know your reaction regarding this very, in my opinion, horrible statement released by the coach after that game. But while Atlanta, Gasperini and Ademola Lookman and his teammates, are sad right now because they've been kicked out, it was a good day. It was a party day for another Nigerian talented player, Raphael Onyedika, because his club would actually, dumped Lookman's Atlanta out of the UEFA Champions League on the night. They came strongly, and to be honest, shocked everybody, leading 3-0 by the first half in the home of Atlanta at the Bergamo Stadium. That was really impressive. Onyedika as well, playing, a very important role in the team. He's a very, very established member of the squad. Started that game and was rock solid, as always, pairing with Jashiri in the middle of the park. At the end of the day, he played for 90 minutes and then completed one shot. Ademola Lookman had a fantastic appearance. Forget the fact that the coach came out to say these things. But Ademola Lookman changed the course of the game for them. They were losing 3-0, as I said. He came in, played for 45 minutes, played for all of the second half, scored one goal, had 7 shots. One was disallowed. If it went really well for him, Ademola Lookman would have single-handedly equalized all of the 3 goals for this team. But perhaps maybe God knows why he didn't want it to happen that way, so that, we'll see these kinds of statements being made, and then we'll know for real that these people don't really care about our players. So that's what's currently happening right now. Then, before I end this one, let me give you some update regarding Coach Eric Chelle. He's actually, right now in the Abuja stadium. He recently visited the camp of the under-20 national team, who are currently preparing for the African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. That's Coach Zubairu's team. So he went there to visit them, what they're training, and then shared some moments with them, with the head coach Zubairu, and they had a laugh, had some chats, as you would expect, and that's obviously very nice because Eric Chelle, is someone that is very enthusiastic about football. We've seen him, watch games that he isn't even supposed to watch. He's not compelled by NFF to watch. So it's not like him watching this under 20 is part of the job. It's not part of the job. He just loves football. He has enthusiasm for the job, and he wants to be a part of the development. That is what he has shown now, and he continues, as I said in the previous video, to look for a house for himself, along with the NFF and the committee that are in charge of it. So hopefully in the coming days we'll see what is going to come out, and then the list for certain in the coming few days we'll see the people that he decides to select at the end of the day. That's the update, guys.